Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started this evening. We have a huge group of people with us tonight. We also have a large agenda, so really excited to see everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll work through the agenda and hopefully be able to cover everything. So first and foremost, welcome. If this is your first time joining us, again, thank you for being here. We do ask that you keep your microphones muted unless you're presenting or unless we're during a question and answer period. If you do have a question or you just are looking to add a comment to something, you can use the raise hand feature in Zoom. If you're calling in or having trouble with that, just unmute during those periods and I'll certainly open the floor to see if there's anyone with anything they'd like to share or ask. So never fear, we will certainly get to you. I will jump in quickly. We will not have a treasurer's report this evening. Our treasurer, Eric, is traveling. So next month, we will have this month and next month's report, as well as an update from the member, Matt Patson, who volunteered to do our annual audit this year. He'll present his findings on that. So if you're very interested in treasurer's reports, be sure to check in next month when we'll have two. Other than that, I'm actually going to turn the floor over pretty quickly to our brand new zoning chair, Tate Wooding. Tate's going to be introducing two different variance applications this evening. If you're not familiar with that process, we do it a little differently than some groups. So each time we look at one of these applications, we will spend the first 5 minutes asking the applicants to present on the variances that they are requesting. We will then spend the second 5-minute period taking questions from the group. Tate will actually have a document up on the screen where he is typing out your questions so that we can collect them. And then the questions won't be answered until the third 5-minute period, where we will ask the applicants to answer each of the questions that we've taken so far. At the end of that period, we will then vote on the item and move forward to the next. So Tate, go ahead and take it away.
Hey everybody. So we actually have two variance requests today. This evening we have one for 373 Thurman and one for 116 East Moeller. I think we should go ahead and get started with the ones that we received first. So we'll go ahead with 373 Thurman Avenue. I believe I saw Miles on the call and anybody else who's presenting, and I'll kind of let them go and get started around the variance request.
Hi, I'm Charles Peros. I'm the architect representing Miles and Monica Thomas. I guess I got to share my screen, right? Can someone kind of give me a hint on sharing?
Yes, so you should see a share screen button at the bottom center of your screen.
All right, got it. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so 373 Thurman.
But Charles, I'm sorry, just one moment. We are not seeing your screen. Did you click on the screen that you wanted to share?
Yeah, yes. All right.
There we go.
All right, thank you very much. 373 Thurman, Miles and Monica Thomas is here. And so Thurman, Parsons, Jaeger, and Winans Candies, just for reference, just to the north of Schiller Park. So Miles and Monica, Miles grew up in this house, and he purchased it off his father, and they're also the proprietors of Winans Chocolates and Candies. So they're, they have business in the neighborhood. The variance is for to permit the to allow them to put on a two-story addition. The zoning code says that because the house is only 3 feet 2 inches from the property line and not 5 feet, they can only add half the square footage of the house. So we are requesting a variance to allow the 3 foot 2 inches to be acceptable in lieu of 5 feet. So they can actually do more than 500 square feet onto, or 600 square feet onto the back of the house. We purposely allowed for the 2-story addition to be farther away from the neighbor's house. As you can see, from this image here, so you have the neighbor's house, they're 3 feet 2 inches away. The actual addition starts here. So we're about a good 10 feet from the property line here. And then we're adding on a little bit to this side to allow for the 5 feet of existing or the 5 feet distance from the property line to be within the zoning code. So we're only asking for 1 variance on this. The property is very long and narrow. It's a 40-foot wide lot by almost 200 feet. As you can see, they have a large backyard. And even with the addition being larger than half the square footage, they still have a tremendous amount of green space and open space in the rear of the yard. So the statement of hardship, basically it was submitted and it was accepted by, the zoning staff. I'll just read it really quickly. It's just two blocks from, this property is in Merion Village. It's 2 blocks from German Village neighborhood, has been occupied by his family for the past 37 years. His parents, Miles's parents raised him in the house starting in 1985, but retired to a 1-story home about 2 years ago. And that's when Miles and Monica purchased. As the parents' days, they performed less and less upkeep to the house and became functionally obsolete. So they're planning to add and expand a family room, 1.5 bathrooms and a bedroom quarters to bring the house up to today's standards of living and create space for them to continue to expand their family. So they currently have 2 young daughters. And then as I explained that we're just asking for this 1 variance to allow the existing house, which is built only 3 feet 2 inches from the property, to be accepted. So that's all we have.
Thank you very much. All right, we will go ahead and take questions. So I'm just going to stop your screen share at this point. Tate will bring up what he is going to be sharing and we'll take questions from the group. All right, I don't see any hands raised. Is there anyone that has a question that has maybe not been able to raise their hand? Mark Huckabee.
Hey, good evening. I just want to clarify, please. The 3 feet 2 inches on the left side, as we look at the rendering, that is the existing house, correct? And
Correct.
did I understand? Is that the variance? Because you met the 5 foot on the right. Can you just clarify what the variance actually is again, please?
The variance is to allow for the house, the existing 3 foot 2 inch distance to be acceptable.
Okay, that's okay. So then I understood it correctly. The existing house is 3 feet 2 inches from the property line, but you still have to get a variance for that. That's why I was confused by it. So I'm sort of, not that this has anything to do with it, but I'm sort of amazed. What would they make you do? Cut off 1 foot and 8 inches or something like that, All right, thank you.
Yeah, sometimes those existing condition variances are a little silly, but I guess that's just the city's process. Okay, Allison, looks like you lowered your hand. So if you do have a question, just let me know. But otherwise, anyone else with questions? Okay, that was pretty quick. All right, well, if there's nothing else, we will move right into voting. All right, so I'm going to go through the names here. If I miss you, I'll double check at the end just to make sure I didn't miss anyone, but please just let me know if you support, oppose, or abstain. And of course, the item you're voting on here. Oh, I'm sorry, I heard someone. Hey, Sue, did you have a question? Okay, may have just accidentally unmuted yourself there, so we'll go ahead and remute. So please let me know if you abstain, support, or oppose. And then Tate, if you wouldn't mind just zooming in a little, just so folks can see that variance a little better. That variance listed there under item 1 is what you're voting on. So here we go. Let's go through the names. All right, Tate, you are first.
I'm in favor.
All right, thank you very much. And also, I do apologize now if I mispronounce anyone's name. I do not mean any offense. Sue Wolf. Sue, are you able to hear me?
All right, I made it. I did it. I did not
Okay.
object. I agree.
Okay, so support. Thank you very much, Sue. All right, next here, let's see. Aaron Mernon. Aaron Mernon. Okay, we will come back for Aaron. Allison Wilford.
Support, and Rhoda's here with me.
Okay, Rada.
Support.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
All right, Andrew Hall.
Hi. Can you
Hey,
hear me?
Andrew. Yes, we can.
We're in support.
Thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
right, we've got Arlie and Alex Pertel.
Support.
Thank you very much. And Alex, are you there as well?
He's here. Alex, support.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
He supports. He's with our daughter.
Thank you both. Okay, moving on here. Let's see. Carly Maggio.
Hey, we support, and Evan's here too.
Okay, go ahead, Evan.
So yeah, also support.
All right, thanks to you both. Chance Price.
I support.
Thank you very much. David Hoyt.
Support.
All right, great. Hannah Culp.
Support.
Thank you. Okay, let's see here. Jeff Cantor.
Support.
Thank you. Lauren Larrick.
Support, and Mike is here too.
Mike, go ahead.
Support for me too.
All right, thank you both. Lena Grajewski.
Support.
Thank you. Mike Huckabee, or I'm sorry, Mark Huckabee.
I support. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's see here. If I'm missing anyone. Rachel Hastings.
Support.
Thank you. Ryan Barson.
I support.
Thank you. Sarah Levy.
Support.
All right, thank you. Tom West.
Support.
Let's see here. All right, Stephen David.
Support.
And is Carrie there with you?
No, she's not.
Okay. All right. Let's just see here. Just want to make sure I'm not missing folks. Got a long list of names this evening. Jim Hastings.
Support.
Thank you. Kevin Parzich.
Support.
Thank you. Okay. Just take a quick look. Is there anyone who believes, oh, Miles Thomas?
Fair to say that I support it.
Thank you. Okay. Is there anyone that is joining us this evening that believes I may have missed them? I apologize. Names are moving around quite a bit, so.
Yeah, this is John Edgar. I support.
Hi, John. Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay.
This is Janelle. I support as well.
Thank you very much, Janelle. All right.
This is Jack McLaughlin. I support.
I'm sorry, what was that name one more time?
Jack McLaughlin.
Jack McLaughlin. Okay. All right. Okay, anyone else? All right, then we have a total of 27 votes in support, no opposed and no abstentions. So thank you, everyone. That was probably the most votes we've ever had at one time during a virtual meeting. So appreciate that patience, and thank you. This one is approved.
Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate your support.
Thank you for joining us. All right, Tate, we can move on to our second application of the evening.
All right, let's move on. The next application we have is 116 East Moeller. Let's see here. I believe we have a couple people on for that. So I'll let them take it away.
Hi. So just to introduce myself quick, I'm Carly. This is my partner Evan,
Hey.
and then Alex and Arlie are on here too. We're kind of all part of the same group. So for those who weren't here last month, I'll kind of do a quick recap of what we went over as our first presentation, and then I'll just get into like what we're asking for in our variance.
Sure.
And I'll share my screen. You guys see that?
Yep.
Hold on.
Yep.
It doesn't. Okay. Sorry, a little difficult. Okay. So like last time, we're back to talking about the 116 East Moeller Street property, and this is the Baking Happy building. So the four of us in the process of buying this building, and sorry. Okay, so just to get a little closer, but this is the site that we're talking about. We will have a full building outlined on the north side of Moeller Street, which consists of Make Me Happy right now, offices on the second floor. The west side of the building is a vacant space currently, and then there are 4 parking spaces on the northwest corner from the alley. Additionally, we still have the 23 parking spaces on the south side of Moeller, and that's something we'll get to shortly, but that's still part of the project, and I'll kind of explain how that all went down with the city. So this is we showed this last time, but this is what the existing warehouse space looks like, and this is what we want to turn into an event space. Our plan is to keep it really open and versatile, so it can be like community events, corporate events, weddings, or be broken down into smaller spaces and be like baby showers, bridal party, things like that. Just something that's like another amenity to add to this building. And then once we do that, this will be a mix of uses on the site. So really similar to what is there now. Our plan is to add a coffee shop into the front. Make Me Happy is currently there, but they are leaving. So we are in talks with the local coffee roaster right now. The commercial kitchen on the back half of that would stay largely as is. We'd keep offices on the second floor, and then we'd add that event space on the west. Because of adding that event space, we have a higher parking count than the current building does, and that's kind of why we're here tonight. So this is probably what you guys mostly want to see. This is our parking breakdown per the City of Columbus zoning code. For those that were on the meeting last time, I was estimating we needed a variance of about like 100 spaces or so. Our number has gone up since then for about 2 reasons, and I can explain those. The first is kind of strange, but we are technically not allowed to count the 23 spaces in the lot to the south. It is zoned differently than our lot, and therefore the city is not letting it count against our variance. And then the second reason is that, so the commercial space there, the city counts as the same intensity of parking as the event space itself. So something that I imagine to be used just by employees also has a very high parking demand. So that's kind of in our talks with the city, that's why the number has gone up a bit. So it kind of looks higher than we think the actual use will be. The other thing that we're not accounting for is that a lot of times these uses will be offset from each other. So we kind of put this together to show what we think a typical day would be like. So the coffee shop would be in use, and the offices would be in use. And we're thinking the commercial kitchen would have a few employees there. So our parking would be an estimated usage number about 44. Then when event space is in use, the coffee shop would be closed and the offices would likely be closed. And I kind of upped how many employees I thought would be in the commercial space, and that put our parking count at about 92. So not the full number, but just to give kind of an estimate. And then this is something we talked about last time as well. We are still working on talking to additional parking in the area and talking to people about leasing spaces from them when we know there's going to be a big event. Arlie's been focusing on that and has a couple interested parties. So it's something we're still working on. Obviously, it wouldn't change our variance count, but it just wanted to let you guys know we're thinking about that. And we presented this last time as well, but we have done a parking study. This takes into account all the street parking in 750-foot radius of our building. Currently, as is now, that whole area is parked at 35%. If we add all the spaces we're asking for, that brings it up to 63% parked. And the city typically recommends staying under 80%. So we think we comply with that. And then lastly, kind of like the unmentioned thing in all of this is that our neighborhood is really walkable, and we're trying to encourage that and keep that as a part of this neighborhood. We'll add bike parking to the site to kind of encourage that as well. And just by the nature of our kind of dense neighborhood, commercial projects like this frequently need parking variances, like Fox and Snow and Mid City Garage. So we're kind of in line with them, and we think those are really important to the neighborhood. So we hope you guys agree and then support what we're asking for. So we can answer any questions you guys have.
Thank you so much, Carly. All right, we will go ahead and take questions if, again, you want to use the raise hand feature, and then Tate will take over the screen share with the documentation for questions so that we can have all of those answered at the end. So anyone with questions? Don't see any hands up yet. And I know, of course, if several of you were here just last month, you did already see the information presentation that this group brought to us to kind of show us what this would look like before the application. So, Mark, please go ahead.
Thanks. I apologize. I was not able to attend last month. So I may have missed some background information. So I'm very excited about the project. I absolutely love it and support it. However, I'm struggling with the variance. What happens if you do not get all of those spaces? I want to make sure I understood. So you've got multiple parking lots within that radius that are potential, you could lease from them. If that doesn't happen, then your default was back to the second screen, the next screen, which showed street parking. Is that correct?
Oh, can we answer, or should we wait?
You know, if you guys want to just go ahead and answer
Okay.
that, since there's just the one variant, if we
Yeah.
just want to spend the next, 10 minutes just kind of doing question and answer, that would be fine.
Sorry, that is confusing. That slide where I was saying potentially leasing spaces kind of has nothing to do with the variance at all. That's just an additional thing that we are looking into to kind of help if there is a large parking event situation. We still are requesting the variance from 142 to 4.
Yeah, okay. So really then that might be a backup plan, but it's not a plan today, is what I'm hearing. So your plan really is to put everybody on the street. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we have the 23 spaces. That lot will be in use, so that would probably get filled, and then overflow from that, yes, would go on the street. And even if we were to get a lease agreement, I don't think we're allowed to count that in a variance anyway. So yeah, something we're still working on.
So does the parking commission or whomever at the city, is a traffic study required for that scenario? So living a block from there, I thought I heard you say we're at 35% usage essentially in some of those areas, or all of it. Wasn't clear on that. But my experience is quite different. If I leave my house and drive towards High Street, There are no breaks in available spaces at all any day, except on a Saturday or Sunday during the day, until you get past that intersection, and then the first block past it is still full. So really, what that means is the last block by the funeral home, and just before that, where the brownstone rentals are on the left, that's really the only open space. That's at least my experience here. So I'm strongly concerned about where these people are going to go. I want you in the neighborhood, but I think that needs to seriously be addressed, because dropping from 142 to 4, even though you got the 23 or so in the other spot, that may not calculate for some of the neighbors. Thanks.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we completely understand. We also park on the street in our at our house too, so we get that. I think one of your questions was how the parking study is calculated, and yeah, what we did is we looked at that 750-foot radius, which is identified by the city, and then we got the average of what's there based on specific street by street calculations. So that 35% is overall. So you're right, there are streets that are busier than others. I guess we don't know exactly where people will park. It doesn't mean they will necessarily park in that 750-foot radius either. So yeah, it's hard to say, which is why we're still working on some parking agreements if possible. But yeah, we know we will suggest shuttles if possible and rideshare too. So I think there's ways to mitigate it. I don't know if you guys, Alex and Arlie, if you guys have anything you want to add.
I would just echo what you're saying. I think any sort of help or assistance, whether that's ride shares or shuttles or agreements with other lots, could be helpful to offset it. I think the walkability as well, if people live in the neighborhood, are all things that we're actively working on.
Yeah, I guess the other thing we just want to reiterate is that we all do live in the area too, and we will establish a good neighbor agreement as the owners of the building. So if there are problems like that, we do want to hear about it when it comes to fruition. So that's something we could also actively be working on in order to make this a real thing and then make it work for the neighborhood.
Thank you for bringing that up. We always appreciate the proactive approach to good neighbor agreements. So, Steve David.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. Yeah, thanks y'all for the presentation. I do just want to reiterate how excited I am about the project, and point out what y'all the piece about the difference between when the event space is at capacity versus the daily operation of just the coffee shop. And if I saw the graphic correctly, you're looking at 21 or 22 spaces for the coffee shop on the daily, which exist in the lot across the street. So I just want to give my endorsement to yeah, I heard you. That's very good. Can I finish talking? I just want to give an additional thumbs up to I think that this is a really important thing that we don't snag this up because we're worried about parking. I think day to day with that existing service lot, you're not going to see it this is really an event specific potential crunch you're going to have. And if people are coming for an event, yeah, they can walk a little ways up Fourth. There's always street parking on 4th Avenue. So really excited about this and hope that we can get this thing across the finish line today.
Cool, thank you.
Andrew Hall.
Yeah, hi. I was gonna just echo what Steve said as far as the parking lot across from the current Bake Me Happy. I've never really noticed that it's very full at all. And it seems like there'd be enough spaces there. So I'd support the business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we agree. I think whenever we've seen it, it's been just a few cars at a time. So.
David Hoyt.
Hello. I think that when you met last, maybe you'd raised the question of whether some of the businesses across the street and the other little development had been using that lot, and whether you'd be able to continue, if they'd be able to continue doing that, during off hours like South Bend. And so I'm just curious about if you found out anything more about that. But also, I just want to reiterate how much I like the project, and as the person who has see the building over there through the window, I'm excited about it, and I'll be happy to have a cool new neighbor there.
Oh,
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out. We did kind of get a hold of the current owner of the building we're buying and talk to him a little bit about it, but we have yet to kind of come to agreements or anything yet. So yeah, definitely aware of that and definitely want to, get that figured out.
Okay, I don't see any other hands raised. Is there anyone else that has a question before we move on to voting? All right, I think that might have done it then. Okay, so I'm going to go through. I'll call all of the names of folks who just voted in our last round. And then, of course, I'll check at the end to make sure I did not miss anyone. So again, please let me know whether you support, oppose, or want to abstain. And the item you're voting on, there's section 3312.49. That is the topic at hand. So Alex and Arlie.
We support. Are we allowed to support?
Yes, we do not have anything in our bylaws that disallow that. So
Awesome. And I'm gonna my support for Alex as well. He's upstairs with her daughter, so she's not disruptive. Or do you need to use him a bit?
All right, Allison and Rada.
Support.
Okay, thank you both. Andrew Hall.
Yeah, Andrew and Nicole Thompson, we support.
All right, let me get you both. Thanks to you both. Okay, one moment here. Okay, and next up we have Carly and Evan.
Support.
Support.
All right, Chance Price.
Support.
David Hoyt.
Support.
Anna Culp.
Support.
Jack McLaughlin.
Support.
Jeff Cantor.
Support.
Janelle Cooper.
I support. I also have Aaron here with me as well.
Yeah, this is Aaron Merion. I support as well.
Okay, thanks to you both. All right, let's see here. Jim Hastings.
Support, and Rachel Hastings as well.
I support.
Thanks to you both. All right, let's see here. John Edgar.
John dropped off, but he's okay with it.
And is that Sue?
It is. And just a question. Yes, I support, but a question that something came up in the last minute. Will the new owners of the building own the parking lot, or will that still continue with TY? Will TY own the parking lot?
We'll own both the lots. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Support.
Thank you. Kevin Parzich.
Support.
Thank you. Lauren Larrick and Mike Pykuch.
This is Mike. I support.
Support.
Thank you both. Lena Grajewski.
Support.
Mark Huckabee.
I'm looking forward to it, but currently I abstain. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark. One second here, folks. Okay, Miles Thomas.
I support.
Okay, thank you. Let's see here. Ryan Barson.
I support as well.
Sarah Levy.
Support.
Steve David.
Support.
Tate Wooding.
Support.
Tom Less.
Support.
All right, is there anyone I may have missed? Anyone that maybe joined us recently? Okay, if that is the case, then we have a total of 29 votes in support, no one opposed, and 1 abstention. So this one has passed as well. Folks, thank you so much for sharing with us again. And I would like to say thank you again to your whole team, Carly, Evan, Alex, Arlie, for giving us the opportunity to look at this ahead of time last month before you had applied. We always appreciate that. So thank you. We look forward to hearing from you about how the process goes, and certainly working with you on a good neighbor agreement.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for your support, everyone.
Thanks again.
Thanks.
All right, and I'll just take a quick moment to thank Tate. This was Tate's first evening as our new zoning chair. He handled getting notices out to the neighbors and has done a phenomenal job. So Tate, thank you so much for joining us in this role. We are very glad to have you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let's move on here. Sam Runta is with us from the auditor's office. He's got another quick update to share this month. So Sam, go ahead and take it away.
Hello. Yeah, thanks for letting me speak. I will make it quick. I know y'all got a huge agenda still, but wanted to flag a couple of things that we have going on in our office. There is there are a couple events that we have coming up. First of all is the Shred Hunger event. So we've done one in the past. We're going to try and continue doing them. It was a huge success. But essentially it's shredding personal financial documents, pieces that you might need to get rid of. We had truckloads and truckloads full of that. And then e-recycling, that'll also be available for free. And I know because I'm moving right now, that can get really expensive trying to get rid of all of that stuff. So we will have that available for free as well. That'll be coming up on April 30th from 1 to 4. And it's going to be at St. Stephen's Community House. So make sure to bring some non-perishables, canned goods, and household goods. You don't need to get the get the e-recycling or shredding services, but since we are partnering with them, we're trying to really help their food pantry as well. We will have, and I don't have a flyer to share. I will share the Facebook event for Shred Hunger in the chat, but I don't yet have a Facebook event or flyer for our affordable housing fair. It's going to be a community resource fair coming up on May 14th. So still a little bit out, but we're trying to get the word out just to make sure that people who are in need are able to access these resources. We're gonna have a ton of organizations there, mostly centered around affordable housing, but of course we're gonna have some other really great community organizations coming out as well. And we are working on finalizing that list. But the big reason that I'm here, I wanted to flag the property tax assistance program window is now open for about another 10 days. We have the window is going to close on April 15th, but if you're a senior making 150% or below of the federal poverty level, you are available for a one-time, or you are eligible for a one-time assistance grant from the county and our partners. There's a lot of need right now, and we were able to get a little extra funding this year from the American Recovery Plan Act, which has been wonderful. We really advocated hard for that, and we're going to continue to advocate for property tax assistance. Generally, it's not just applying is not a guarantee that you'll get it, because the funds are limited and we're not sure how many applications we're going to get this year, but we did want to get the word out and make sure that as many people know about that as possible. I will also share that in the chat as well, just the application form for that. And then there are a couple of great contacts if you have any questions about this program, because it is administered through our office. So that was it. Like I said, just wanted to get the word out about a few things. We got a lot of projects going on, so always happy to get out into the community and answer any questions if you got them.
Thank you so much, Sam. Does anyone have any questions for Sam while he's here tonight? Going once, going twice. Okay, fantastic. Thank you again, Sam. We appreciate the updates. And yes, if you want to send any flyers over to me, please feel free, and we can always get those shared as well.
Wonderful. All right, I'll post them in the chat, and then I'll send you an email with a little more information. Thanks so much, y'all. See ya.
All right, I am now going to turn the floor over to our Vice President, Lauren Lyric, to give an update on the Southside Scholarship for 2022.
Hi, everyone. So we had our chili cook-off, and it was one of the best turnouts that I think we've ever seen. We were very excited to be in person again. So as you know, that raises money for our Southside Scholarship, which is for South High School students. This year we did expand the scholarship for any student who is a senior who is going to pursue their education or training, be that in a trade or just any, massage therapy, or if you want to be in it, whatever. We really kind of opened the doors to all different kinds of certifications, trades, continuing education, all of that. So we're pretty excited about that. And we did raise between the online and the in-person cook-off, we raised about over $1,000. And then with the funds that rolled over from last year, due to a winner who did not claim their funds, I believe we are roughly around $2,000 for the scholarship for this year, which is fantastic. And we're really excited to be able to help somebody from South High School with that. I do want to give a shout out to our cook-off winners. Jack McLaughlin, if I'm saying his last name correctly. He was our 2022 meat chili winner. And then Vicki Les was our 2022 vegetarian chili winner. So congrats to them. They both have a trophy in the form of a nice engraved spoon. They can lord over everyone from here on out. So, yep, congrats to them. We're really excited. The application is live. So if you know any South High seniors, or, and we've released it, it's not only available on merionvillage.com or .org, but we have flyers. We're trying to actively reach the students in the high school via their coaches or teachers, counselors, that kind of thing. So it is live. The application will take applications until the end of May. And yeah, just spread the word if you know anybody who might be interested. And we hope we get a lot of applications this year. So that's all.
Thank you, Lauren. And we do still have the Facebook fundraiser live for that as well. So if you did want to contribute to the scholarship and you hadn't had an opportunity, that is still live, and you can still do that before the scholarship is awarded. All right, going here to our next item. Tate, are you able to give an update about the mural project?
I am, yeah, and some exciting updates as well. So hopefully you guys have been looking up on the Merion Village social media. We just announced today, I believe, that Rumors is going to be the host of the mural. So that's where the mural is going to be. We're really excited. We're going to kind of show a little bit more information about it and who the artist is a little bit later. The date is going to be still April 30th. And hopefully we're going to have like a mini event there as well that date, to kind of show the installation and show the artists as they're working on it. Also some news, if you would like to donate to this project, we have the fundraiser is live as well for this. We're currently on pace to meet our budget. Our goal is $5,000 for right now. We're on pace to meet that. So if you guys would help us out, that'd be great. Again, that's on the Facebook page for Merion Village Association. And look, I'm looking forward to announce a little more information as we go on, but the update is Rumors, April 30th. A little more information as time goes on. I think that's it.
Thanks so much, Tate. And I just checked quickly. We also raised some funds for this project last year. So between the fundraisers that have all been launched online, we are currently at a total of $4,995. So if you want to be the person that pushes us over the edge on that $5,000, get to our website and you can make a donation through one of the Facebook fundraisers.
And hey, Jess, this is Lauren again. Unless I'm incorrect, was there not one single person who donated $3,000? And if
yes,
I want to give them a shout out because that is amazing.
So as we were approaching the original $3,000 goal of this most recent fundraiser, someone that I'm not personally familiar with, named Natalie Hogman, donated $3,030, which took us to that first goal of, I think it was $3,500. I'm sorry. So amazing, incredible. I think Natalie really loves art, and we were blown away by that.
They also have connections with Rumors, so that helps as well. But
yes, it does. It certainly does. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, thank you very much for that, Tate. We are looking forward to it, and obviously follow us on social media if you want to stay in the loop about that event that's going to be on April 30th, and if you want to check that out, it's going to be exciting. Speaking of events in April, so we have a gentleman in the neighborhood named Mike Rudd, who some of you may know from Fitness in the Park events last summer. He was one of the hosts of that. I think, Tom, are you still here? Do you want to talk about the Earth Day series?
Sure. So we will be bringing back our Merion Village Fitness series here on Saturday mornings. That's going to kick off with Mike, who is going to do an Earth Day series. These are going to be partnered up with neighborhood cleanups. So basically come do some yoga or fitness, and then we'll go do just a short, 45-minute neighborhood cleanup. All supplies will be provided, and just walk around for a little bit, and we'll leave that, and the city is going to come pick up the trash that we get. So that is coming up very soon. That is starting 4/16, so right around the corner. And then there will be 4/16, and then 4/23 will be the 4/22 is going to be a Friday one. That's right for Earth Day, and we're going to do that as the Friday in the evening, early evening, and then pair that with a walk from Muller Park, do the cleanup to the Hey Hey, and then have a happy hour at the Hey Hey. So hopefully you can join us for all of those. Following that Earth Day series, which ends on May 7th, we'll start up the normal fitness series. We'll take a week off, and then May 21st, all the way through September, we'll have every Saturday morning in the park, yoga or fitness. And then if we have a rain out, it will be at the Merion Village Info Center. So I think that's about it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for Tom. Yeah, anybody have any questions about those? Yep. Okay, thank you again, Tom, for organizing these. People have really appreciated these the last couple of years, which we kind of originally started doing during COVID, since we wouldn't have the festival, but it was so popular that we're back again, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is a new annual series. So, Tom, thank you for getting this organized. Everyone's really looking forward to it.
Yep, no problem.
All right, we've got another event coming up. It's our 2022 Merion Village Spring Yard Sale. So that will be Saturday, May 7th. It's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you are located in Merion Village, you can register to have your home or business on the community map for that. Members can register for free, and if you're not a member, it is a $5 registration fee. The registration does end on Thursday, April 28th, so be sure to get it in before that time if you want to be part of the map. Otherwise, the map will be distributed digitally through our website a week before the event, and we'll also have some links to make it easy to find. We did stop printing paper maps a while back just to help make sure there was no additional litter in the neighborhood, and since everyone does have their phones anyway, we thought digital maps was the way to go. So looking forward to that. Already a lot of great sales have been registered, and if you've maybe never done it or you've done some spring cleaning, this is a great chance to put some things in your front yard and see who wants to take them home. So hope everyone will join us for that and enjoy. All right, Allison, would you like to talk about the garden tour for this year?
Oh, sure. Sorry, I'm not at my desk, so I'm a little frazzled with the change here. So the garden tour is quickly approaching. We would like to hold a planning meeting next week, Wednesday, if that is possible. So Jess, not sure what your schedule is like, but I've got a couple folks who are interested who've reached out, and Wednesday works for them. So if that works, that'll be great. If you're interested in helping, we'd love to have you. If you're interested in having your garden on tour, we'd also love to have you. We'll get the application out probably after next week's meeting, just to see if anybody has anything. Sorry, my dog is barking. Anything that they'd like to add, or make suggestions and stuff. So reach out, garden tour at merionvillage.org, at merionvillage.org. Yes, right? Yes. Or send it to any of the board members. They'll get it over to us. Cool.
Thank you for chairing this again, Allison. Allison's been chairing this event for us since 2018. Yes, is that right?
And I think it's 7. I
know you were involved before you chaired as well. So Allison's been involved with the garden tour for many years and has been chairing it for the last.
I think it's when I was the treasurer. So whenever that
okay.
was.
Okay, the years all blend. Andrew, I see you have your hand raised.
Yeah, hey, I'm looking forward to the garden tour and in preparation of for the get together and planning next Wednesday. I have a bunch of tropical elephant ear bulbs and canna bulbs that I'll bring to the meeting, and anyone's welcome to put those in the ground and get them started before the garden tour to make your space look beautiful. So looking forward to it.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
All right, we will now move on to talking about this year's festival. I'm just looking around. I think as far as the festival committee goes, I'm on that committee and so is Tom Less, so I'll share an update. Tom, if I miss anything, please jump in. But we have officially started planning for the festival since this is the biggest event we host each year, and this is the first time we've hosted it since 2019. We are well into planning and getting things going. We have opened vendor applications, so really looking forward to seeing who will be joining us as a vendor this year. We are prioritizing individuals who live and are already active on the South Side for vendors. So if you know someone that has a South Side business or someone who just lives on the South Side that maybe is a maker or operates a business elsewhere, please have them apply. We would certainly love to have a space open to them. Spaces will be limited, so we do encourage everyone to apply early to make sure that folks can get that priority if they are local. We're also thinking of doing some type of a kind of a group tent area if there are young entrepreneurs. We've heard that there are some young members of the community that maybe have small businesses that they're starting. So as we can get more information about that, we're trying to come up with a nice way of showcasing them at the festival and seeing what we can do to get them involved. I see somebody asked for dates. So the garden tour is always the second Sunday in July, so that's going to be July 10th, and festival is the second Sunday in September, so that is September 11th. So those are the dates for those two events. We will also have live music again, so at the festival. So if you know someone who is in a band, the band performances are on a volunteer basis, but we do typically showcase, I can't remember, it's either 5 or 6 each year. So taking applications for that, which Tom Less is also coordinating again. Looking forward to seeing who will be participating. We will have food trucks. We will have a beer garden, which Mike Pykuch is helping to organize. He's also handling the permits. Huge thank you on that, Mike. That's always pretty much the most important part to make sure we can actually have an event. And everyone who is part of the committee, am I forgetting anything? I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I think you covered it pretty well, Jess. Thanks.
Okay. And of course, this event, again, we'll be planning this for the next several months, so there will be more developments as we go on, but we hope that everyone will be able to join us, and we're very much looking forward to bringing the festival back. So thanks for your patience, folks. Just a reminder, MVA volunteer opportunities. If you're looking to get more involved, we have many different committees. The committees that we have that are always constant and available are for beautification, membership and outreach, social committee, and zoning. So if you're interested in being involved in one of those, or you'd just like to help plan an event, there's always something to do. You can always go to our website and fill out our volunteer form, or just email us, mva@merionvillage.org. Let us know how you might like to get involved, and we'll get you connected with an opportunity. Allison?
Speaking of volunteering, we also have the Pocket Park over, Walker Park over at Bruck and Morrill. And that is kind of a, come as you can deal. So if you're feeling like you need a little bit of vitamin D, you want to get out, pull some weeds or plant some flowers, that's always an option over there. The address is 241 East Morrill. It's kind of easy to miss. So you can also reach out if you have questions about it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Yes, so in addition to chairing our garden tour, Allison also is the caretaker of the Pocket Park and has started hosting something called Story Time last year, which folks loved. So thank you, Allison, for that. And if you are looking to volunteer, that is another great place to put some energy. Let's see here. All right, we're going to move to committee updates. I'll just quickly touch on beautification. We don't have an active beautification committee at this time. We're still looking for someone to chair that committee if you are interested. On the lines of beautification, the board did recently meet with Drew Moss, who has been hosting the Merion Green cleanups in the neighborhood for the last couple of years, I believe. We're going to connect with Drew to see how we can better support getting those cleanup events publicized, making sure folks know about them, and hopefully getting everyone involved. He's planning to do those at kind of spring, summer, and maybe into the early fall. So keep your eyes open for that if you're interested in cleanup events. Membership committee, nothing to update. Currently, again, we're looking for folks to participate in that committee, but everyone can participate in a way just by making sure that your neighbors and anyone you know in the neighborhood knows about the MVA and knows that we would love to have them join us for a meeting and join the association if they're interested. Social, Mike, would you like to give an update on social committee?
Yeah, so I've been in talks with the Schumacher Association, that is basically the mirror image of ours. And we wanted to kind of get together and do a joint social meetup. So we were talking about doing that in May, since the weather will be better and it just gives a little time to prepare. And in talking with them, we were thinking Hey would be a good spot, not only because it has a pretty large outdoor area now out back, which might be nice if the weather's nice. It also kind of right between our borders there, so just a good middle zone. So that would be for May. I believe that was May 19th. That's the third Thursday. Let me just double check that. Yeah. So that's the plan for May, at least. Now for this month, Lauren and I were talking about places to go when we were thinking Harvest, which is over on the other side of High Street, but has a pretty nice bar area and obviously great pizzas. And as we were talking about that, realized we're leaving Thursday for my sister's wedding. So totally forgot about that being the third Thursday. So I was going to ask if anyone in the group here would like to kind of take lead on being there. There's really nothing you have to do besides just show up and, talk to people.
Wear a shirt.
Yeah, and maybe wear your Merion Village shirt so people know what you're there for. So would there be any volunteers on the meeting today?
I think I can probably do that.
Yay, David.
Thanks, David.
I'm going to go back to reclining now.
You deserve it now. Okay, yeah, that's really it for me, though. So thanks for hosting, David, and I will catch everyone the following month if I don't see you before then.
Mike, before you go, quick question. Any talk or interest in possibly, I know we had talked right before COVID about potentially doing kind of like a bring your own beverage, bring your own game to the info center for game nights. Is that something that's still a possibility?
Oh, yeah, I actually hadn't thought of that in a while. No, that's a good idea, especially, the info center is all cleaned up and not really being used right now. So yeah, that's a great idea. Let me think about that and think about some specifics and we can talk about it.
Awesome. Thank you. And if anyone is interested in volunteering with Mike on the social committee and trying to think of different things to do, again, just let us know. I'm sure he would love to have you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Tate, anything else on zoning this evening? I didn't think so, but just want to give you the opportunity if there's anything you wanted to chat about.
Nope, I think we're good. It looks like we will have at least one new zoning variance at our next meeting, so looking forward to that. Other than that, I don't think we have anything.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again. Okay, so that's it for committee updates. Tom, would you like to give some Southside Area Commission updates?
Sure. I don't know that there's a whole lot to give for Area Commission. We still have a few open seats if anyone has an interest. Particularly the education chair, I would say, is one. And then there's also a worker at large seat that we're looking to fill. So if you work in the area, all of the South Side, basically, that seat is open and taking applications for it. So I'd say those two, trying to get those filled would be one of the main things. And then we are going to go through bylaws review. I am the chair of that committee. Everyone loves those. The most fun thing to deal with is bylaws as far as this goes. So there's not a whole lot there. A lot of it's going to be more technical. Shouldn't really affect anything as far as the civic goes. One thing that was brought up at one point, but I'm not sure that we're really going to get into, was some boundary revision stuff. I think one that was asked about was with Merion Village on the west side of High Street when we go down way south, and if that should be more with Reposac are some of the ones that are a little bit closer geographically. But that's a big hairy mess to deal with because it would require all of the civics to redo their boundaries. I would throw it out to the Merion Village Association. Do you have any interest in discussion? If not, then I'm going to let that one drop unless someone else wants to take it up.
We were given some information kind of indirectly that this might be a topic of conversation. So I've communicated a bit with our representatives at the city to see what that process would look like as far as, you know, redrawing the boundaries for the association as a whole, not just for the commission. There hasn't really been a lot of movement on it. We haven't been formally approached. So it's certainly something that if folks are interested in that conversation, we would hold a special meeting between Merion Village and Reposac to have that discussion. But as of right now, there is no formal plan to proceed with that.
Well, and so this was asked by Reposac, but then they just straight bowed out of actually doing anything with it. So I don't have really a lot of push myself to go take on something. If they want to take it on, I'm willing to help facilitate. But if they're not going to step up for that, then I don't think we can do anything. So,
so if that does come up, certainly let us know. And to everyone here, we would make sure that all members were notified and that everyone had an opportunity to participate in that meeting and that discussion, since the redrawing of boundaries, you know, is pretty significant, and we'd want to make sure everybody had an opportunity to have a voice in that. So if that does become a topic of conversation again for consideration, Tom, please just let us know and we'll make sure.
Yeah, no, I'll let you know. It was just, again, it was thrown on the table as far as we are looking at some other boundaries, particularly for District 4, which is a much messier one, because there are essentially 4 civics with all overlapping, and one civic is entirely within another civic, but they don't just agree on anything. So that one is a much messier, and it does need to be cleaned up for trying to get that sorted out. But again, I'm not seeing a lot of issues right now with how things are done currently. And there's not a lot of activity over on that area, you know, all the way down south on the other side of High. Not really seeing a lot of applications or anything. So I don't know that it's really high priority. Okay. But it was thrown on the table, so I just wanted to let everybody know that. And that's
for that update. All right. Anything else for Area Commission, Tom?
Nope. I think
okay. Good. Thank you so much for that. Quickly, I'll just let everyone know. So if you're familiar with Beth Fairman-Kinney, she is or was the city neighborhood liaison for the South Side. She also was stationed at the Reed Center. Beth will actually be moving to a north neighborhood, which is more closely aligned with where she personally lives, and will work well for her. So Beth has been amazing for several years. She stepped in after Joanne St. Clair retired several years ago, and we've appreciated Beth. She has been wonderful. We actually have a new liaison named Catherine Cole. I've been in communication with her and have welcomed her to the neighborhood. As of now, Catherine plans to join us for our June meeting, introduce herself, answer any questions folks might have. So if you're interested in the neighborhood liaison that the city has appointed for the South Side, you'd like to talk to Catherine, get to know her, ask some questions, we do hope you will join us in June. All right, community activities and events. I did share the agenda early on in chat, and just kind of a reminder, we've got the Earth Day and Fitness in the Park and cleanup events coming up. The Southside Area Commission has their monthly meeting on Tuesday, April 26th at the Parsons Live. No, I think it's at Barrick. Yes, it's at Barrick. I got that wrong last time. We also have the Merion Village mural event, which will be on Saturday, April 30th. And of course, the Merion Village Spring Yard Sale on April 7th, or May 7th, I'm sorry, which we're very much looking forward to. And then we'll have our next monthly meeting on May 4th. I will open the floor up to see if anyone has anything else they'd like to share or any questions. I will just check here. Steve David, is he still with us? No, okay. There was someone who may have had a question to bring to the group, but she is not here this evening, so we will table that. I will also say that next month, we are likely to have a discussion on the agenda next month to talk about our meeting format, whether or not we stay virtual, if we return to in person. We want to get feedback from the members on that and determine, you know, what that looks like and what that will mean going forward. So aside from that, I'll open the floor. Allison, I see you have your hand raised.
I do. I just wanted to share that this Sunday at South Bend at 6 o'clock, we will have one of our amazing neighbors and her band, Jazz Happens, performing. And it's a really nice, like chill time. So if you're free, come check it out and say hi to us. We'll be there.
Awesome. Thanks, Allison. Lydia.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Lydia. I'm Lane.
Hi.
We are newer to Merion Village. We moved here, I guess, back in August, but we're new to the group. So I just want to say hello to everyone, introduce ourselves, and say we're super excited to get more involved. We love all of the ideas that have been brought up today. We're just really excited.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. And we had a brief email exchange. Catherine, our new liaison, actually introduced you to us, correct?
Yes, she's awesome. We actually emailed her a very lengthy and passionate email about the parking lot next to the specialty hospital becoming a park. And she was like, I think you know who you should meet. And they might just be fun to get to know anyway. So we signed on today and actually had so much fun listening in, and we hope to get involved. So we're excited.
That is fantastic. We love having you here. We're so glad that you've moved to Merion Village. We have so many things happening, especially now that we're back to in-person events. So we're looking forward to hosting all those and hope you'll check everything out. And as you heard, there are plenty of ways to get involved. So we have no shortage of volunteer opportunities if you're looking for something to dip your toe into the water. Thank you so much for introducing yourselves and being here tonight.
Yeah.
We hope you'll be back next month.
Of course.
Anyone else have anything to share? Any questions? Or I think everyone here for the most part has attended meetings before, but if I'm wrong about that and you're new and you'd also like to introduce yourself, please feel free. Okay, I think that might be it. All right, well, in that case, please do join us next month. We will have another great meeting. We're looking forward to chatting about the future of our meetings and what those will look like. And we're, excited to move into some warmer months, hopefully. So thanks for being here tonight, everyone. We do appreciate you and can't wait to see you next month. Have a great night, everyone.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye,
Jeff.
everybody.
Thanks.